Cricket here this morning. It's 8:30. We're starting, well, it's just after 8:30. Starting just over an hour. So less than an hour. It's still foggy. So this is what today started like. Talk to you soon. And away we go. Welcome. If everything's gone according to plan, you should have already seen a bit of footage from this morning before we started the game, or before others arrived, of what the ground looked like with the foggy covering. That was in Kings Langley in Sydney. We drove through it from the coast to get down there to play, so it was quite foggy this morning. Got there, it didn't lift till about 11. I think it was still, well, yeah, probably lifted after we'd finished our bowling innings. So it was very, very wet and chilly at times, but you know, we got on with it. Fix some hair there. And then you would have also seen the match report from Snap's Sporting Memories. Today was the first time I've tried. So I took the video footage, as you saw, which you would have seen. Then I was able to use that as the background. I found out that you can mute the video on it. So, because when I first did it, actually had me talking in the background. But yeah, I was able to mute that and then use it as a background for my Snap Sporting Memory. So I kind of like that. I hadn't tested it before. You'd think I'm this far in, but it's been going for a couple of months now. Sporting Memory, still yet to get a paying customer, but we'll get one. Do have a good mate of mine who's been doing a fair bit of testing, but I'm not charging him for that. I'm not going to. So hopefully when we get back from the UK, we'll make more of a. I mean, we're already starting to push out through social media channels and doing some email reach outs and things like that. I'll do some free trials for some clubs when we get back and start working in earnest. But for now, I was just happy with how that came out with the background video footage. That was really good. Yeah, so today, this should be a fairly quick one. You can see it's in the afternoon. We played at 9:30 this morning. By the time I came, it was after 2. Generally, I'd probably still wait till tonight to do it, but Nick and I are heading off to Woy Everglades to watch the wrestling. I can't remember what it's called, the Australian International Wrestling Federation, or Australian Wrestling or something. I mean, so I'm like 6 months ago or something. They were fantastic. So we're going down again to see them tonight. So I thought I'd get the match report done and out of the way. And yeah, quick chin wag. Most of the stuff I was going to talk about, I've already talked about. You've seen what the day started like. So Winter LMS can be pretty hard. I'll play again tomorrow, and tomorrow I play at Bill Sawyer Oval up at Lisero, which we won't have the fog, but it's starting to lose a fair bit of ground covering, so it's a lot of it's not, you'd call it mud. It's a surface. It's quite slippery, so it's really hard. You can't wear spikes because you're bowling on a synthetic pitch, but it's really hard to move in the field in rubbers. I have an old pair of shoes that I use for Winter LMS that get wet. Trouble is they're wet, which means they're not going to dry by tomorrow. So I have to use my other rubbers, which I want to take to the UK. So I'm hoping they don't get too drowned tomorrow. We'll see how we go. So yeah, you can see challenges. The conditions can be challenging in Winter LMS, which is okay. It sort of helps with things. Anyway, I did the toss today because our skipper Mordo was running a bit behind. I lost the toss, but we got sent into bowl, which is what we do anyway. So it all worked out in the end. Bowled first. They made 143. I don't know. That seemed to have crept up on me a bit. I think they hit a handful of fours, or I can tell you actually. They hit 4, 5, 6, 7 fours and no sixes. I mean, they did run well. So I got 23 off 22. One guy did get 50 off 39 and 52 off 37. So there's a couple of ones there. But not sort of much else to write home about. Yeah, I don't know. Not a lot of boundaries. They did run the twos quite well because it was hard to get in from the boundary to sort of stop them, get them to one. And there's quite a lot of wides. I mean, personally, I didn't bowl all that well. Very much, you've heard me say this before, rocks and diamonds. The ones that I got actually on the tracks came out really well. Unfortunately, there was too many sort of wides and no balls either side of that. And in LMS, once you bowl, your first one goes for 1, but after that they're going for 3 each. So you might as well be conceding almost boundaries. So I went for 29 from my 3 overs, still like less than 10 an over. It just wasn't one of those days where I had great control, which is fine. I mean, I've actually been feeling. I struggled the first game of LMS this year, but since then I've actually felt like I've had pretty good control. And heading off to the UK to play some 40 over cricket on turf, I'm kind of feeling like I've actually got good control. It's always hard to come in when you've got sopping wet feet. I think I bowled third change today. You come in with your feet are wet, your socks are wet, it's cold. You try and warm up, but you can't always get it right. And the run-ups are, because we play from one end, every game plays from that same end. So throughout winter, that gets worn down and muddy. It's not always the easiest. It's not no excuses. I mean, it just helps you bowl in different conditions. So I feel like, and to try and get going, it takes you a good 2-3 overs before you're sort of going. And then by that stage, you're going to get 4 overs. So you're kind of done. 4 overs maximum, but generally we sort of try and bowl. Most guys get 2, and then who's bowling well gets 3, and then sort of the top bowlers get 4. So, yeah, so it's kind of hard to get in a rhythm as opposed to like you're playing 40 over games and you get to bowl 8 overs. You can come on, you can bowl 5, 6 straight. If you're bowling well, you can get 8 in the trot. You've got time to sort of, if you don't get damaged too much in the first 3 overs, the skipper will keep you on for a bit longer. And whether you're bowling well or not, if you're not getting punished, you've got time to sort of work into your year. So, whilst LMS is challenging in that respect, it also does help you try to get into your rhythm and momentum earlier and help you correct earlier, and also not be damaged too much if you're not bowling well. As I said, I bowled by my recent standards fairly poorly today, but didn't go for a boundary. I mean, could help. It doesn't help you give them three wides out of 6 balls, but still. It wasn't bad overall. So they made, as I said, they made 143. I felt they're probably a bit behind that, but anyway, they got more than we thought. And it's like the umpire scores on his phone as he goes, so there's no. I think he just got away from us a little bit more than I thought. And chasing the guys. Oh, so the pick of the bowlers. So we had I had the bowling with Highlander and Mordo. Highlander bowled well, none for 14 from 2. Mordo, I think Mordo went for a couple early. Came back. None for 33 from 4. So it's still only 8.25 and 7 over for Ken, which is good. Kian and Kian and AJ, first change. Kian's strength to strength. Understand that Nick got 53 or 56 when he was batting and got in the bank, but Kian may be my pick of the players today. 1 for 14 from 3 at 4.5 and over, 4.6. That was really good going, and Kian's always an energetic energizer bunny in the field. Running around getting stuff done. It's cool when you're young. So yeah, 1 for 14 at 4.5 and over from 3 overs. Bowled really, really well. Lance bowled well, none for 17 from his 3. Will bowl well. I hadn't played. I think Will played a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't there, so I haven't played with Will for quite a while. 2 for 19 from 3. 6.5 and over. Will was probably a little bit shorter by his own admission than he wanted to be, but having said that, he's pretty quick too, so they weren't able to get hold of him. And one of the wickets, he bowled to an 11-year-old, so he didn't bowl quick. Then he sort of bowled slower, but just bowled a full one that went through him. So it's still a bit of a controlled wicket, that one. So it wasn't that he was terrorising this poor 11-year-old kid. He backed right off for that, which was nice. But bowled fantastically well. I'm glad I wasn't facing him. Yeah. Myself, none for 29. AJ bowled brilliantly, first change with Kian, none for 13, 6.5 and over. So always ever reliable, AJ. So no one sort of got blown away today, which is good. As usual, I was the highest economy. Seems to be the going. It doesn't matter how well I bowl these days. I seem to be the most expensive one. And it's not because I'm getting belted. It's because my control's not always as good as I'd like it to be. Chasing, we ended up pulling up 5 for 132. AJ got stumped early. They took pace off really early and bowled well. So AJ got stumped early. Mick went on to get 53 off 36 with a 4 and 2 sixes. I think there's a bit of variable. I think that's a variable bounce. I think that's because of the wet balls or the wet ball. But Mick did well. Managed to get into the bank. Was hoping we could have got him back to get us over the line. Unfortunately, we just ran out of balls. So Mordo, Ken, and Lance, the next three batsmen, all did well, all got starts. Mordo, 18 off 15, Ken, 19 off 16, and Lance, 19 off 22. So everyone was all just over, so what's that, 120, 118, 86, all around 100 runs per strike rate. And Will after that, 14 off 11, so 127. So everyone sort of chipped in and got to the end where Kian was 4 off 5. Lance got run out trying to turn it over. I think I came out. So I came in to bat at the non-strikers end because Lance was run out. We needed 13 off. What did we get beaten by? Yeah, we needed 13 off the last two. No, I must have needed 14 off the last two balls. Yeah, to win it. Mick was at square leg. I was at non-strikers. In LMS, I've said it before, probably don't say it again, but the home run, the last ball's worth 12 if you hit it for 6. So basically, the plan was for me and Kian to run on anything. I'd get run out, which would bring Mick onto the striker's end, because if anybody is going to hit a 6 off the last ball, especially Mick, who'd actually already been out there batting as well, so he did have a level of his own, although he'd gone off and come back on. But if anyone's going to hit a 6 off the last ball to win a game, it's going to be Mick. However, they were smarter than us, and we ran, and I walked as slow as I could, and the keeper walked straight past the stumps and threw it to the bowler and didn't run me out. So I ended up on strike for the last ball, needing 13 for the win, 12 for the tie. Your number 11, who's batting at 8, can nerdle them around, but yeah, it would have been an absolute miracle if I was to actually get the bat on it and fly for 6 or 12. So I ended up not out, Reddinged it, none off 1. And we pulled up, yeah, I think they called it 11 short. I think it was 12 short. So, and that was it. So we had a good fun day. It's good to get out. It's good to play in challenging conditions. I mean, it was cold and we were wet, and I didn't take spare shoes and socks. I had to drive bloody 2 hours home up the coast in wet shoes and socks. But I did that like 2 weeks ago and didn't learn a single bloody thing. So I'm not a smart man, Ginny. So that was about it. They retired that Castle Hill Cup of mine. I've been through a few. This one was starting to get pretty ratty, but we got a brand new one for the UK tour. So that was the last Castle Hill game for that cap. Most of the last games, so I'm sure I'm going to forget somebody, but we've got a bunch of LMS team who are heading over to the UK with us. We've got Stan, Mick, Glyn, myself, Lance. There's others who played in LMS. I mean, I could list a whole bunch of the guys that are going to the UK, but I just got to remember all the LMS blokes. I'm sure I missed one of you guys. I apologise in advance. But I think I'll quickly look up the team. So I think I got most of you. There's quite a few of us. Carl. Carl's coming over. Will's father. Will play with us today. So quite a few guys from the LMS team are going over now, over 50s as well. So that'll be good. They've all sort of played their last game now. I'll play one game tomorrow for Spirit One. Co-captaining with Joshy tomorrow, so that'll be fun. We're kind of dropping some of our senior players and our captain like flies with Trent doing his bicep or shoulder. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's bicep, Trent. A few weeks back, so he was a good big hitter for us. Anthony, who's been our captain, as I said, it's a bit muddy up there at Bill Sawyer. Slipped last week early on and did his knee, so he's out for the season. So I'm probably the next senior player, so I'll take the captaincy reins, and we've been co-captaining with some of the boys. So Josh is going to co-captain with me, which means I'll make him do all the work. And see how we go. I will be treating it very, very carefully tomorrow. I'm not risking an injury at all before I go overseas. So we'll see how much I actually contribute. We'll try and get the boys to do most of the work. Maybe I'll bowl 2 overs or something. And that's about it. I'll give you a bit of an update tomorrow. For those of you that follow me on Facebook, which I think is probably most of you, you all know that I'm on long service leave, 22 and a half years. Even when I was at school, we only got 6 weeks at Christmas time, and I think I made redundant from a job 25 years ago. And even then, I think I was only out of work for 6 weeks before I found another one. So to have 8 weeks off, I've never had 8 weeks off before. This is day one. Day one. It's very exciting. So yeah, I'm calm, relaxed, happy. I'll chat to you tomorrow after the Spirit One game. And then next time I'll speak to you will be in the UK. Somehow I'll manage to do some reports on that. It's all going to come down to timing. I like to do some interviews and things. We'll see how we go. I'm kind of waffling now. Talk to you later. Bye. So there you go. That's how